Hello everyone, they have finally released the super skin of Astrid, which is health. I would like to provide some tests around it. I did a video like 2 days ago saying please don't go above 260k, and I still believe that this is the correct number. Between 260 to 280 is risky, and I will explain why. About 284 is a big mistake. So Astrid is used, or at least I use Astrid mainly in JAA, where you have judge usually, then protect Astrid with the seal, and then I play mainly with MAM. Honestly, like the 99% of the times I am using Astrid is with Masi, Albanor, and Mojo, usually with Astaroth or Corvus as a tank, and I use this team to fight against any variant of Tristan, Oya, Kayla, Tristan, Oya, Jasmine, Tristan, Oya, Cascade. Okay, is what I usually do and how I usually do it. So what happens here is Astrid has a lot of armor. Also, the weapon of artifact weapon of Astrid is armor, and also you have Lucas that protects the team quite well. So it goes very well to counter Oya. I think Astrid is the hard counter of Oya, but you need to be the hero with the lower health. If you go about 280 in a MAM team, in a Masi Albanor Moyo team, Moyo has 284 and Masi has 288. So if you go about them, Oya is going to become Moyo, and Moyo have only 2k of health, of armor, sorry. So it's going to be killed by Oya and Tristan very fast, so your team will die and you will not be able to fight against Oya Tristan that easily as it is currently. Okay? So as you see, what this means is you need to go to level 33 or 34. I have glyphs 45. Okay, so I already have additional health, but the advice is don't move about 34. Okay, if you don't get the super skin, you will need to give approx whatever gives you around 80k of the skin. We will be around 848 or 52 level of the skin. The only issue is remember that in the chest you can get the super skin for free as an award, and then if this happens, you will have already a super Astrid with too much health that will not work anymore. So if you don't get the super skin, my advice is don't go about level 34. Okay, it's similar to the Amira magic penetration super skin. Okay, very similar type of thing. So level up to max level 34. Okay, don't go about it. So first thing for the test is what is the difference between having a max out health Astrid or no, and will this be able, for example, to being able to avoid Iris to kill you? So what I have done is I play with City, which it only does a little bit of physical attack. Mine doesn't have glyphs physical attack, so almost does not. It will not do any damage. You will see in red color, orange color. This is physical attack, and then you will see purple color, and this is the damage done by magic attack from Iris. So let's compare one with 260, which is mine, versus a max out one. Okay, check the timer because this will tell you like how much it takes for Iris to kill Astrid. So 151 and Astrid dies. Okay. If we do versus a 260 health Astrid, we'll see how much it takes. 253. So the difference is 2 seconds. Iris takes 2 seconds more to kill Astrid without any amplifier like Nebula or something like this. My Iris has glyph 55, okay, so it's a little bit stronger than normal Iris. Okay, this is one. So then what I have done is I have tested against the common teams I use. Astrid, which I mentioned before, is this MAM team, usually is Corvus if it's Kayla, or Astaroth if it's Jasmine, and then I play with Masi, Masi, Albanor, or Mojo, or I remove one of MAM and I add something else and Astrid. So Corvus if Kayla, or Cascade, and then Astaroth if the hero in front of me is Jasmine. Okay, this is the difference of the time. Then you put always Astrid because it's going to think the manner to avoid Oya damage, and then you play usually with 2 or 3 nature teams, so heroes, Masi, Alban, or Mojo, a combination of them, 3 of them or 2 of them, and then if I remove one of the MAM teams, I usually put Morrigan, Cesar is my 2 way to go here. Okay, sometimes I put Phobos. Phobos will not work anymore. Okay, so very careful. Like for example, if you play against this team and it's Galahad, my way to go was to put Phobos. This will not work because Phobos has 220 of health, and now my Astrid has 260 of health. So maybe it was indeed a bad idea to go about 220. Okay, take this into consideration. Anyways, as you see, perfect clean versus here. And I would like to show you a video and you will see what happens here. See when Oya is going to pick up the hero and probably this hero is going to be Astrid. Because as you see, is the hero with the lower health. It was almost 400k. It will be the second hero with the higher health, which is not what you want. As you see, it has been picked up and then it's attacking Astrid and it's not picking up Mojo, which means it's very good for us. One important thing also to mention here is Albanor has the rune Earth that protects the nature heroes. So take this into consideration because you can move to 280k Astrid because it will be protected. The other nature hero could be protected by the rune of Albanor. But if in one of these times where you need to remove one nature hero, you remove Albanor and you have only Mojo Masi, then it will be a problem here because you will not have the protection. For this reason, I say 260 is the safe way to do it, okay? Versus Clever, as you see, exactly the same. You lose 2 here. We can see what happens here. Probably this is Kayla jumping. I believe probably this will be a stun in Corvus that doesn't kill Kayla. Now Kayla dies. So what happened? Why we lost the 2? 1 down. Okay, it's almost at the end. Will be Oya doing one of the... Yeah, it will be Oya. This was risky, relatively risky, because I think we have only 2 Masro. Now we have the third one. This will be risky if this Oya has a glyphs 70 or 80. So something to take into consideration. We are waiting also to the talisman of Masi and Mojo. Let's see what they will be. But probably you need a different approach here, putting something else. Okay, only for your awareness. At least in this case, it was only 1. Okay, the next one is exactly the same, but playing against combination of, instead of Aiden, putting Fafnir. As you see, again, I have played with my own full nature with Corvus and Astrid, almost for everything, against Clever, against Julius, against Astaroth. Versus Corvus, you need to play with a different tank in front of Corvus because if not, Corvus will die or the altar will not work and then you will not kill Kayla. Okay, so you remove a nature hero, in that case Masi, and you put another tank in front of Corvus. Okay, probably you can try to play with Astaroth, but I believe Astaroth will be behind Corvus, so you need to be a tank that is in front of, and this is my advice, and a tank also that does damage. Okay, then the next one versus Jasmine. As I said, in that case, I remove Albanor. This is the case where I remove Albanor. This is the case that is risky, where you should have Astrid below 280, but I play with Cesar. Okay, for this reason, at least for my combination, on the combination I have tested, I believe maybe it's safe to move Astrid to 280. Not about 280, but 280, because the moment that you remove Albanor, you put Cesar, it has lower health than Astrid. Okay, and you see it works. Quite reliable, relatively reliable. Okay, here works. Here you lose sometimes Cesar. Here you don't lose Cesar. Okay, anything else as we saw? Quite reliable. No, sorry, I already saw this one. This one, quite reliable here. Looks reliable here, but here, for example, we lost 2 of them. Okay, probably here it will be more reliable to use Morrigan instead, so something like this. Let's go with Alvaro Mojo, Astrid, and then we put Morrigan here. The reason to play Morrigan is to avoid the resurrection of Astaroth. This should work, I think. It's not I will remove Albanor for Masi, but this should work. Okay, it has worked, and then it will give you better results. Okay, so for example, in this case, this is what you need to play and test. Okay, it's always you need to remove one hero in man depending on the enemy. Okay, so as you see, moving to 260, more reliable, you have more health, better when it's picked up by Oya, you still have 200k instead of 100k approx. So it's good, but if you move about 280, you are going to have a lot of problems in the future. And also we need to test, I would like to test versus Galahad versions, particularly Galahad, Oya, Tristan, Fire Siblings, because for that particular team, I need to use Phobos, and Phobos now, if we go to Phobos, my Phobos, and I don't know if it's because it's not maxed out, But my forward, where are you forward? I have sliced my will in the top. Forward here. Skins is missing armor. Glyphs, my defense. Artifact will be 5-star, everything. Okay, yeah, it's quite low, but nothing changed the health. Forwards only has 220 of health, so what it will happen here is will be picked up by Oya, and then I don't know if will still working versus Galahad. I will need to test this one. Okay, something to take into consideration. So honestly, I don't see any difference to have the skin or no at all. Good to have it a little more reliable, but if you go about 260 or 280, I think you are going to have problems where Astrid currently is being used with the current meta. So my advice is, at least for the current meta, don't move about 34, the skin of health. Okay, hope it helps, and see you soon.